Alrighty, so listen. The Etheric dramas. Who's in Big Bronx energy? So, if you like music, then you're gonna know the title, but you'll hear it in the background later, right? So, listen. This Big Bronx energy, this is like the I don't give a fuck kind of energy, and it happens. This is a feminine principle, but let's see who's moving in it regardless, because it's not designated to a feminine principle. So let's see who's in a Big Bronx energy right now. You know, feeling like they the baddie. They the best that ever did it. Out here. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with feeling like you're the best that ever did it out here. Regardless. It's a nice energy to be in. Alright, so we have this Six of Swords. So this is an air sign energy. This is talking about burden, right? Now, in order to feel like you're the best that ever did it, then you're going to experience some type of burden. That's just that. That's just regular shenanigans. Most importantly, when you feel like you're the best that ever did it, you have to walk away from some emotional attachments in order to create and manifest and be the best that ever did it. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Alright? So loneliness is lonely when you're in this particular energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now this is a major arcana, but there's nothing wrong with that either. It's a period where you're walking away from emotional attachments that's not necessarily for you, and you go into a moment of solitude when this comes about. So you have this King of Swords that comes up. So this is a air fire sign energy. And so you have a masculine. There's a masculine here. And there's a Big Bronx type of energy where, you know, there's a detachment, there's an isolation, there's a ruler, there's control over the situation. Whether this is a control of thought, speech, communication, but it comes out a little bit different, right? Because the person, now understand that these are titles of songs that I like, right? But this is a discussion of having to let go of all the emotional attachments, experiencing a bit of loneliness and isolation, and coming out in a more aggressive energy. Now, this doesn't mean that it's a masculine or a feminine, but this is aggressive energy when communication is in place. It's just that simple. So who's in a Big Bronx? Look, everything wants to come out. Alright, so slowing down. So here we have this good old slowing down card that comes out. This is the earth energy. And then we have the adventure, which is the earth energy, right? So we have this page and we have this knight that comes up. So within this, you know, the burden required is slowing down in reality. Loneliness created a slowing down. Isolation created a slowing down. But when it was all over, and when it is all over, it will bring forth adventure with a little bit of control. So whoever this individual is, that's in this Big Bronx energy, you know, you're moving through your adventure, but you're still being controlled by something else. So therefore, we have this new vision that comes up. When one is in isolation and one is in loneliness and one feels that they have nothing else around them, they come through with new visions. This is natural because the mind starts to reactivate, right? So these are new visions that come into place. And so this is where that Big Bronx energy comes in, you know, and this is a discussion mostly of air and earth energy that takes place, right? Air and earth energy. Speak it, demand it, require it, it's mandatory, it's manifested kind of energy, and it brings in new vision. So just to be fair, I'm gonna get my notes because I'm gonna go off the first card that came down, right? And so we coming into this Six of Swords energy, right? And so when we're looking at the Six of Swords, we're talking about Aquarius energy, January 30th to February 8th energy that's coming into this big Bronx energy, but it comes from burden. It comes from experiencing burden, loneliness, and then control. And if you want to deal with the King of Swords energy, right? Dealing with the King of Swords, you're dealing with also Aquarius energy, January 20th to the 18th. So, you know, there's going to be this come up that comes up, but there's a slowing down, and then the adventure comes, and then the new vision comes. And this earth energy. So we're talking about the page of coins. You know, so that's double earth energy. And then you're talking about also the Knight of Pentacles. That's an air, earth energy. That's in the Virgo. So if you're talking about Virgo, you're talking about like the 6th house. You talk about service, occupation, employees, all these things. So this big Bronx energy comes in business. It comes in being an employee. It comes in a stern way of thinking. It comes in this air, fire energy. Also, it's developed based upon a slowing down and a loneliness and an isolation that's necessary to develop this King of Swords energy. And out that, they experience the slowing down, the adventure, and then the new vision that comes through, right? Seeing things, hearing things, visualizing, dreaming in a different dimension. There's nothing wrong with it. Today, the big Bronx comes down in a masculine energy. So, smooches and deuces. This is the Etheric drama for today with MBT Sky.